If you're not familiar with Vue, one of the reasons that I like it is the tools that you can get. Actually need to start the server. The web tools you can get with Vue are amazing. You can actually look in and see the store. It's really nice. All right. Well, thank you, Stacking, for hanging out. Don't lose the Mrs. Stacking. This is going to be on localhost 8080, I believe. There we go. Okay, so we're all loaded up. So this is one of my favorite things here. We can go to Vuex here on the right. Unfortunately, I can't make this any bigger. Looks like that's one of the limitations of the Vue tool. But what I can do is see that we have our Vuex state. Vuex, if you're not familiar with Vue, is very similar to Redux. It's like this global state that can now be accessed anywhere. And Vue has a couple other little things that going for it that make it really nice. So what I'm going to do is we're going to set up our WebSocket, and then we can like grab the game code and like put that in there. So if we, for example, if we start like, I just do that, and I hit refresh. Game code should be gone, but it's not. Why isn't the game code gone? Oh, is it oh, I'm kind of surprised that didn't go away because I removed it from here. Did you not restart? Normally, the Vue CLI tools reset here, but I'm afraid I have like some kind of like cache issue. Which always sucks when it happens, regardless like what development you're doing. But yeah, I think I'm seeing this game codes here still when it shouldn't be, which kind of sucks. Let me go into network. Okay, disable cache. I don't know if there's anything I can do about this. I will have to deal with that later. Okay, so anyways, if I start with WebSocket, so let's say that I want a mutation to like set one of these easily. We're gonna have a method for like set socket. So we get the state, and then we get whatever we're gonna do. So this is gonna be the WebSocket. And then we're gonna say state.WebSocket is equal to WebSocket. Now behind the scenes, this is more of like an asynchronous type of action. This is like one of the ways to do it. We could do the object assign method that you do a lot in the sort of like the mutations of Redux, or we can do something called Vue set, which is probably the safest way to do it. So here, Vue set, this takes the object. So in this case, it's the state, and then the key, which is WebSocket, and then the new value, which is WebSocket. And this is gonna guarantee, make sure that like is properly setting it and doing the thing that you wanna do. Then we have actions. So in actions is gonna be usually the asynchronous things that we're doing to sort of set this up. In creating the WebSocket, there's nothing, I don't think there's anything here that is, yeah, I don't think there's any, things that we need to set up for that. I don't think it's async. So we could just do const socket equals new WebSocket. Okay, so what is our URL? We should probably actually have that just in the state, shouldn't we? Also, this is terrible. What is the action name? The action name is probably like set up WebSockets. Yeah, let's do set up WebSocket. In here, we know we're going to take the state out. I'm going to dereference it out of here. So we're going to want the URL. Let's see. And right now we're going to make this. Well, actually, this would probably be best to make a environment variable. So in .env, we're going to say socket URI equals. Okay, so this is the. I think we learned it's WS. I think that's what we learned that it is. So I don't need state here. I'll pull that out if I need to. Instead, what we're going to do is create the WebSocket. So const socket new socket. Okay, for this URL, we're going to say process env dot whatever this is. And I don't think there's anything else we need to care about with this. Once we initialize this WebSocket, we could store it away. So we're going to do a, it's dispatch for an action, and it's a commit for a mutation. So we're going to commit, hand it the name of this, set socket, and this WebSocket. So it's a super simple action right now, and then this might become a little bit more complicated as we have to like tell it what to do. I might even create another file somewhere for like handling stuff. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. Okay, so then this gets stored up there. If I run this, we should get some errors. Oh no, we shouldn't yet, because this isn't being run. We have to dispatch this. And we're going to do that from the main app. So when this loads, we're going to do a this dot store dispatch that. And I don't need to tell it anything because it's not expecting anything to come in. And so now we can see, okay, error on mounted hook. What did I do wrong? And this dot store dot dispatch set up WebSocket. There's a comma there. You're not upset here. Will you tell me what's wrong? No, you're just gonna be fine here. What did I do? So an invalid string was specified. Oh, let's see. Set up WebSocket. Okay, that's the action. Okay, that should do it. There's nothing that's being passed in. What did I do wrong here? Sort of like trying to find out exactly where the error really is. This is like the worst part about frameworks is the errors are hidden. It's like I can look at that. Okay, that's when it's creating view. It's evaluating that. None of these are my code, which is unfortunate. Let me make sure it's not something else. Okay, yeah, we get that test when this loads up. So it is a dispatch, or at least it should be. Hello, Chantilly. I shouldn't need anything else in here. I should just be able to use this. So like, if I have a different action, for example, let's set up a different action here. Let's do like test. And if I just do, maybe we've taken that and then like, I don't know, text. And do a console.log this text. Unexpected empty object. Okay, fine. Just that comma. Oh, unexpected token. Fine. Oh, that's interesting. How do I pull you in if I don't care about you? Yeah. I don't know how to make this happy. State is defined but never used. How about, okay, fine. Fine. We'll console log both of them out. So new, I want to do a this dot, we go into the store, and then I want to dispatch. I want to dispatch this test. Okay, so look at this. It's happy here when I dispatch that. Here is the store. All sorts of sort of crap in that. Oh, here's WebSocket. Okay, there, that's where that is. It's set to null. And then we got an undefined as our text in. So we sent in test there. Oh, this text is undefined. That actually should have passed through. Hello, Chantilly Cake. How are you doing this morning? Okay, so we dispatch. Oh, we have to pass in data here. Test and then testing. That's what it is. There it is. Okay, so we get the state and the testing. So this is the pattern that we want to follow. This is the data that we pass in. We're not taking in any data here. We just want this thing. Now, let's say I don't do any commit or anything else like that. I want to create that and then console log the WebSocket out, which means we're going to take you. Okay, not going to do that either. Then we're going to dispatch to you, and we don't pass in anything here. Aha, okay, so is the problem actually in here? Let's just say console log don't need you anymore. Yeah, okay, so that's our problem, setting up the WebSocket itself. So const socket equals, oh, can I not do it with that? Have I played with the Vue 3 hooks yet? So I played around a little tiny bit, but then the Vue tools, like the actual like dev tools, weren't ready for Vue 3. It wasn't working properly for me. And even when I got it working, like I couldn't look into Vuex or any of those things. So I ended up saying like, you know what? I'm gonna wait until everything is just a little bit more set up, and then I'm gonna go into it. But I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't learned the component style, the non-class style, or the function style, whatever that is. I haven't learned that thing with Vue, which I know you can do in Vue 2, but I've been sort of waiting for Vue 3. Okay, so what if I do socket equals new? Did I not do new WebSocket? Did I just do WebSocket? The composition API, right? That's what it is. Okay, so this, whenever you change something with like a process env, you need to do like a full restart. Yeah, okay, so it's invalid syntax there. Need to double check. Indian socket. What am I doing wrong? So it's the ws//localhost. Oh, you know what I should do? Double check that this is actually what I think it is. So let I equals this. And then we're going to console.log this URI. I'm betting that that is not what I think that it is. Undefined, right? Okay, so that's our problem. So this dot in. Oh, I keep on forgetting this with Vue. It's such a weird thing. You have to do like Vue app, something like that. It's like you can't just put in whatever you want in there. Byte.js. I have not heard of that one. I need to look up. Okay, so Vue app. Yeah, okay, so I need view app all capitalized in here. So view app underscore. Okay, that would be what that is. Now that's outside of source, so that should be fine. Oh, it's a Webpack replacement. It builds your components as a tree instead of compiling them all at once, and it brings the view build time down to nothing. Oh, that'll be so good. Like, it's already not too bad, although I'm used to Rust, so it's possible that I'm, you know, damaged in that way. Okay, so oh, you know what? If I change my if I change you, I also have to change you. What the? What did? Okay. That was a really weird auto change. Here he goes. Okay, now we get the proper URL here. So now, okay, so that was our problem the entire time. So now we can do let socket equals new WebSocket, pass in the URI. And then we can set this. So we're gonna do a commit. It is going to be set WebSocket and then the WebSocket. Okay, so that's going to get sent up. Hit refresh. And what we can do is we can now see here, we get this commit with a WebSocket in it. And so we can now load our state. And here it is. State is a WebSocket. So we have that. You notice big difference in React. They have some serious build time issues. I haven't used React seriously in a long time now. Like the job that I currently have, we use Vue, and I'm so happy that we do because there's some really cool architectural things that I've learned you can do with Vue that is really hard to do properly in React. Like ironically, it's easier to do more of like an event-based system in Angular than it is in React. Or at least the type of the one that I want to do, which is maybe like, okay, Angular wants to do like global events, and I don't like that. I like local events, if that makes sense. And we'll probably get to that while we're building this entire project. But okay, so we've now set up our WebSockets. Now, how I want to set these things up, I'm not exactly sure. I'm probably gonna have, because we can't have like methods inside of the store, but maybe what I can do is like have actions that like will handle some things, that will do some stuff in here. So like once we have our WebSocket and we've mounted our project, we want to connect in, and let's have one of these actions here be like set up the handlers, set up WebSocket handlers. I'm actually not sure what the best method for this is going to be. So when we run this, we can grab state out of here. And we can make sure that after our commit, well, this is already a problem right now, is we need to make sure that state actually exists in here for the WebSocket. So this is already a big, this is not going to work very well. Because WebSocket is not guaranteed to be set, because these are asynchronous. Or at least I think the commits are asynchronous. No, commits are synchronous. but I think that this will run. So if I try to run this, console log state dot WebSocket, and I try to do a dispatch to this immediately after doing this one. So dispatch, set up WebSocket handlers. Okay, that works. This might work because commits are synchronous and dispatches are asynchronous usually. So I might be okay with like doing this. So what we want to do is then say state.websocket. Add event. Oh, you don't know what to do because you don't know what type you are. There's event handlers. Okay, this add event listener. It's like with open. Okay, so on open, we want to take this event. And right now I just want to console.log WebSocket opened. Okay, and so we shouldn't, yeah, we're just gonna get this error saying, hey, cannot establish a connection to the server. So that's fine. So time for us to now set up our server. So that's all I wanted to like start off with, was have some connection set up, maybe use slightly better architecture than we were before. So we're gonna come back to here. And I guess we're gonna start a new branch. Remove you. Okay, we're good there. And then new branch, and this is going to be async tungstenite. And so here we can do a cargo init. Get that hello world printed. Okay, so now we're ready to look at our example here. Okay, so this is gonna be a simple line-based server which accepts WebSocket connections. So the first thing we wanna do is set up our connections. So I'm not gonna do any of these use statements. Hopefully we're gonna get them in here. Interesting enough, they have these types. So we'll add them in as we need them. You know, I don't use type very much. It might be helpful in some of our programs. Okay, so we're gonna start all the way down at main. And so what I noticed is they're doing like a result. So let's bring in error to make it a little bit easier because there's so many different types of errors usually that come with these. Yeah, error. I mean, who doesn't love type arc mutex hash map 300 times? Well, I mean, of course, we have to pretend that we're, you know, Java somehow. something something making fun of other languages. Okay. We have this task. Okay, so we're gonna pull in task. Task comes from, is this a different location or is it still that async standard? It is still async standard. Okay. So we're gonna also pull in you. And if I remember correctly, you're a dash. Granted, we don't type it all out. We aren't living in 1992. Yeah, that is true. Although even in 1992, there was some IDEs that would like just generate thousands and thousands of files and lines for you. I think that's like when it began. Cause like we had those tools. So why not just allow your language to spit out all that stuff? Okay, so we're gonna start with task here. Okay, so first of all, our main is gonna return a result. I'm gonna move this over to the right, you over to the left. I'm gonna close you down, close you down. Let's also go ahead up and set up cargo watch X run. So that way this will start rebuilding this every time we save. Oh, you missed the BlueJ days. I never used BlueJ. I think my first IDE. I forgot the name of it. It was like this dragon looking thing, or like a phoenix. But I forgot the name of a K something. I forget what it was. I don't even know if they're still around. They were a paid, but we didn't have to pay for it. I used the free version. And then eventually switched over to like, I started just using Vim for a lot of the programming stuff I was doing when I was a systems administrator. All right, so here you are with this. Wait, nope, wrong window. Okay, so here we're gonna set up our main and we're gonna return a result. Which is gonna be an error result and nothing inside of it. I'm gonna do this task. Block on. And then we're gonna have this run method. Okay, so now we have this async function run, which itself is gonna return a result, nothing in it. So we can just do that. All right, so that gets us started. And like things should be compiling, which they are. All right, so first of all, we're gonna create the address. Now here we're getting it from the environment variable. Oh no, we're getting it from arguments passed in. Let's not worry about that. That address is going to be equal to 127.0.0.1 9001. Okay. Oh, and toString. Then we're doing this. Okay, so we're going to create a new state. So we're doing this pure map. Where is pure map coming from? Is it a struct in here? Oh, here, type pure map. Okay, it's an arc, mutex, hash map, saga address, transaction. Okay. That's fun. Okay, so we're gonna create this entire new thing. So at this point in time, like, does it really make sense to make this a type and not just a struct that holds this? Because then I can just like call that and it returns this. Oh yeah, that's probably maybe like a builder function. But either way, okay, so we're doing a pure map, which is a hash map. So it's an arc that allows me to send this across threads. So like mutex is also part of that. Then we have a hash map that has the socket address. And for the socket address, I don't see us doing anything with it here. All right, let's just do this plain for right now. And then we'll have to play around with it later to sort of like see what's going on. So let's create this type. Here map. Oh, I think I know what this is going to be. This is all the WebSockets. So this is what I was thinking of. Like, how do I store all the WebSockets to be able to send to each other? Do I throw that into a hash map? And the answer is yes. You do throw this into a hash map. And TX here is this unbounded center. Okay, so I've never really been happy with TX. Like, I don't really know why everybody wants to just use TX and RX. Transaction? Why can't I just call it sender? Okay, so you're gonna be an arc. Instead of that, we're gonna have a mutex. Oh, wait. What kind of... There's multiple of them. Okay. Standard, okay. Standard sync. Mutex. And then a hash map. And then inside of that, we have a socket address, which is from net. And then, okay, so then this is where we get I mean, I would almost just call this like a sender. Type sender equal to unbounded sender from futures. Okay, so we need futures in here. Can you imagine if they didn't type def that TX, that Pure's type def would be 3 lines? I know. That's probably why they typed that specific one. Okay, so unbounded sender, and then okay, so then we have this message, which is this. Okay, async text tonight. So. Nope. You don't know where this comes from. Okay, so use. Oh, yeah, because we kind of need to pull this in to Cargo Toml to use it. Kind of helpful. Okay, so for you, import that message. Then here, we're gonna have a sender. All right. Back to run. So we can now create this state with a pure map. Okay, so we can do let state is equal to, okay, so we have a pure map, new. Now that's only because like it's this arc that's new, really. And then we're gonna have a mutex new, and then a hash map new, like that. Okay, so far Rust Analyzer is fine with us. Okay, then create the event loop and TCP listener. Oh, you know what I should do? Add you into. Oh yeah, I think you can highlight both of them at the same time now. Okay, so then we're gonna do this TCP listener bind to the address, and then we're starting with the async stuff. So let listener. So we're gonna do a try socket. Apparently not. Did I skip an entire line? Okay, so we did state. Oh. I did skip an entire line. Thank you. Okay, you know what I should do? That. Okay, that will be much more helpful. Let try socket equals. I've never really been sure like how much I like this entire try thing here. Okay, so TCP listener, gonna bind a reference to this address. So I don't need to do a reference to the address if it's actually this thing. But in reality, I probably would put this into an environment variable, so I'm not gonna worry about it. We're gonna just put this the address, then we're going to await it. Okay, so that gives us this result here. Now, this listener is only because we're expecting it. It's literally, I guess like, so, oh, did that not work? Hey, it didn't. Okay, it didn't happen there. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, okay, now it works. Oh, you need the space. Okay, got it. Yeah, that works now. Can I turn this off from here now? Remove highlight. Oh, yes, I can. That's a nice update. Okay, so try socket. Did that add in? Oh, it added into this one too. That's great. So what I kind of don't understand is like, I kind of just do this as here, and then question mark that. I know they finally fixed that, which is so nice. I should go to Clark.io stream more often. Okay, so we basically just did this one. We can print, so we can do this print. So print line, listening on socket server on this is going to be okay address. Give it ownership to that. So if we run you, here we go. WebSocket server listening on that. I mean, that shouldn't actually be running now, right? Oh, it is. Look at, oh, never mind. Let's spawn the handling of each connection in a separate task. Okay, so now we're down here. Oh, that's cool. So while that, okay. Okay, so for each of these addresses, I know I don't do any, which is, did you notice that there was a little bit more of a pause between when I launched that and like it said like, hey, you can't do anything. So it actually, did I, I didn't log anything out. Okay, so while let okay, we do a listener accept for this thing. So this is actually a listener. So while let okay, so we're gonna get the stream and the address. So I guess that's shadowing the address equals listener accept. Await that. So here's where we're going to do a task spawn handle connection. So we need this handle connection here, which is interesting. I don't want to shadow, but look at this. They're shadowing. I know, but it doesn't change the fact that that's what they're doing. I guess we don't need that address anymore. Okay, so we're gonna do a async function handle connection. No, look at that. Address is right here, and on the same line, here's the while loop. So I do notice though that they give ownership of address to print line. So address is no longer usable at this point. So it's kind of okay to shadow then. Now for this handle connection, we're taking in all of these fun things I notice here. So like state.clone, stream, and this address. So we'll come back down to the other thing in a second. All right, so we're gonna take in the peer map, which is a peer map. The raw stream, which is a TCP stream. Address, which is a socket address. We're not even returning anything, so this could just be like this for right now. Back down to you. Guess right here. We're gonna then task spawn that. Task spawn handle connection. Okay, so this is gonna be our state. I'm gonna clone the state, which is an arc, that's fine. Then the stream, and then this address, which is fine. Okay, and then that's it. So we're gonna do those things for each one of these. So I'm curious, can I debug these? Do they implement debug? So if we do peer map, raw stream, address. Yes is the answer. Okay, so back to you. All right, so when I run this, we figure out, okay, it's trying, but I don't think we're doing anything with it yet. So it's still not like properly connecting. But here's our peer map, which is this mutex data. We have our raw stream. And our address. Yeah, and every time I hit refresh over here, it creates another one of these. So perfect. So we're up here now. Yeah. Incoming TCP connection from. Sure, we can do that. That's probably a good one. So we do line. And we're giving ownership to that address. What are you? You're a socket address. Okay, let WS stream. Okay, so then we're going to get a WebSocket. So now we're going to do this async text tonight. Accept async, pass it in the raw stream. And then we're gonna await this and question mark that. Oh, no, we can't question mark this because we don't return an error. So we have to unwrap it. Okay, so we create a WebSocket. WebSocket connection established. So at this point, there we go, WebSocket opened. So now we're holding on to that WebSocket. I guess we could do another print line here. This is going to be oh, Hablet address is not being owned then. Interesting. So then, there you go. Incoming connection and established. Okay, insert the right part of this peer to the peer map. Okay, so the writer. And so unbounded is actually from this futures channel. So we're gonna get a sender and receiver. And okay, so then peer map. Okay, we lock the peer map so we can mutate it. Wait a second. Wait a second. Kind of important to do this in the right function. Okay, then we're gonna lock this in the peer map. Okay, so I'm gonna say peer map, lock it so that we can now make sure that it's ours. Yeah, features is here. Then we're gonna unwrap from the lock. Then we're gonna insert. Okay, so the address. Okay, so it's that address, which is not exactly sure. Is that a string? It's a socket address. And then the value is going to be the sender. So after I do this, I should be able to debug the peer map. See, here's our peer map and we have our data. So here's the key, and then we have our value, which is the sender, to send out to this one. Okay. So we've done that. Now, outgoing and incoming for the WebSocket stream. Okay, so this is the WebSocket out, socket in. So WebSocket dot split. Okay, so now I have this split sync. Okay. Broadcast incoming. So when something comes in, we're going to broadcast it out to everything out. Okay, we're almost there. We're taking our time with it, so hopefully we should be able to figure it out. Okay, so let's see. Broadcast incoming equals incoming dot try filter. So we're going to filter all the messages. Broadcasting a closed message from one client will close the other clients. So what's happening? So if it's true, we keep it. Otherwise, we remove it. Oh, so if it's not a close. Okay, so if it's not a close, keep it. So, okay, so. So this is going to be our WebSocket in. We're going to do a try filter. So we're going to have the message coming in here. So I'm curious if we debug this message, and we're going to do the feature, say standard feature ready. Okay, if you're not, message is closed, then return that. this didn't happen. I wonder if it didn't happen because I'm not doing anything with it. Future ready is basically an if statement saying if we have a message to read and the message isn't message.close. Oh yeah, you know what? We're not sending anything. We need to send something in here. So in actions, let's try like having a send message. So we need state and we need the message. So then what we want to do is say state.websocket.send. I think it's just .send. And then the data is going to be this message. Which means in app, we could, okay, so on mounted, we're then also, after this is going to happen, let's create a button. Just like a simple button that send message. Okay, so we're sending message hi there. I'm not seeing the message be like debugged in here. So I'm not convinced this is running. And does an iterator or like a filter not run if it's not like then used? I wonder if it's being compiled out because I'm not using it. So I wonder if I need to like collect it or something like that afterwards. Okay, so let's continue on and see if it ends up working later. Okay, so here's this try filter. We get, okay, so we did this. And this is, so this is interesting. I wonder if like this was our big problem last time, where we were just like, hey, we don't know how to like not hold it, not like, you know, wait for it. I wonder if this is what we needed to do. I think that's going to be our magic. So then this try, this goes all the way down to here. So we're going to do a try for each off of this filter. So a try for each, I'm taking the message. Okay, so then we're gonna have this print line. Received message from okay, so we have the address up above, and then we have this message to text, which that needs to be, yeah, we need to unwrap it. And we need to return a future. Okay. Well, that's interesting. We're not like creating a future. Oh, where does future come from? Okay, so you use future. Okay, so just future there. And then we should be able to do future. Okay, like that. Okay, so that makes you happy then. Could not compile. Oh, I got the wrong future. That's what the problem was. So now if I hit refresh, establish a connection. Oh, I'm still trying to have it send the message, but that's not going out. Now I'm curious, if I look at my network, we look at WebSockets. Don't know how to look at this to like see what I'm sending out. Oh, maybe this is it. So I can't necessarily see any proof that I'm actually sending anything. I haven't used this. Okay, so this is the switching protocol. So I think this is the actual WebSocket. We can see we got a bunch of this data in here. Try sending a message manually. We could, I could do this here. So like, const, yes, socket, new WebSocket. Okay, so connection established, ABS.send test. Yeah, okay, so nothing yet. So we essentially just did this print line. Now if we get to peers, peer map, lock, unwrap. Okay, so we get our peers and we're gonna broadcast out again. This feels like I should have this from already. Broadcast incoming. Let me try this. Okay, so at the end of view. So we're gonna pin mute. The broadcast incoming. Yeah, I know, it's trying to send it all out, which is good. Broadcast incoming. And then receive from others is this receiver map, okay, forward, outgoing. Oh, maybe I can just do that. Oh, then maybe I need to do this future select broadcast incoming. Okay, so we have to do this one next. So that's our WebSocket out. Wait, it's unbounded. That's our receiver. Oh, okay, so hold on. So pin mute, receive from others. So that's the receiver. Yeah, receiver. Then feature select. Oh, no, we want to do this first before the pin out. Receiver. Yeah, okay, I did the pin mute wrong. So this is receiver. We're going to map. Map, okay. That's, if it's just mapped, it's okay. Forward. Outgoing. Cannot find value outgoing. Okay, that's from this split. So that's WebSocket out. Okay, so that's the receive from others. So we got that now. Now we can pin mute. And this is receive from others. And then we can do this feature select. Okay, so broadcast incoming. And receive from others. And then we await it. Hey, look at that. Okay, so I get a hi there. And okay, we get a test there. Okay. Now I'm not doing anything yet, because I'm not actually sending out to the others. At least I don't think that I am. Yeah, the two async functions aren't getting awaited, so you had async issues, yeah. Okay, so now we have that. We can come back up in here into our try for each. So here's our try for each, all the way through here, and that's this thing through here. So we have this print line, and now it's okay. It's time to get our peers. So we're gonna do a peer map, and we're gonna lock it to make sure that nobody else has access to it. And so it's gonna wait until it's lockable. We want to broadcast the message to everyone except ourselves. So we're going to iterate through our peers, filter ourselves, and get the WS sync. Get the WebSocket sync, and then that equals, okay, that equals a map. And then with this map, then we can send unbounded send, whatever the message was. So okay, so we're going to take all of our peers, which includes ourselves. So get an iterator from it. Then we're going to filter it. The filter, we're going to get the peer address. We need to make sure we don't accidentally shadow the address up here so we don't lose ourselves. And we don't care about the actual sender at this point in time. And then what we're going to say is return if the peer address, if the peer address is not equal to, interesting. We have to reference twice. So address, socket address. Oh, because here you're a double. That's what it is. Look at this. It's a double reference here. Then from this, we can map. Yeah, the iterator gives us a reference, and we already had a reference, so it's a double reference. Oh, it's how fun. Okay, so then we're gonna map, and in here, we're now taking in this tuple because we're returning the same thing that we're getting in here. So now we don't care about the peer address. We don't care about the address at all. We just care about the sender. So this is now in the peer. This is a sender that we care about. So really this is a peer sender. It's a channel. It's a WebSocket channel. Oh yeah, it is. So we should probably, like, we see it as a sender here. I wonder if I should like rename that to be easier to understand. Where am I? Here. So this is a WebSocket sync. Yeah, look, okay, so it's a sender. It is a sender. And we're just going to return the sender. So now we just have a list of the senders. So we have a mutex guard. Oh wait, no, we have an impl iterator item equals unbounded sender. So now we have like an iterator of unbounded senders. Now for recipient and broadcast recipients. Now, what is the reason why I can't just do a for each off of this map? And we're going to get a sender. And we want to say sender dot unbounded send the message dot clone unwrap you, and then we're done here. Okay, no errors. So okay, let's in our index. So here's our state. We want maybe like messages. I'm gonna make this an empty array here. Okay, so set up WebSocket handlers. So we have add event listener open here. WebSocket opened. We're sending this message. We also want to do a state.websocket.event listener. I think it's like message. Okay, we can do it here first. How about that? WebSocket.add event listener message. And get the event. Okay, so we get this event there. Now so message, and then we're going to get the event coming out. What I want to do is, I think it's event.data. So we want to say, right now, just console.log event.data. So if I refresh you, we do that. Sending message hi there. Oh, but I didn't get anything in. So we got these messages. Oh, we panicked. It unwrapped on error value poison error inner on line 38. Oh, so we panicked on here. Oh, and our broadcast recipients aren't being used. Because I'm not doing this. Well, I was kind of hoping that this would work, but maybe it doesn't. So let's try this way. Okay, so we have that impl iterator, and then I want for the sender in broadcast recipients, sender dot unbounded send, which dot clone unwrap. Okay, so received message.